Well, we know from CAT's interim CEO Brent Keedle stabbing, but he also used a bus to get here to the Charlotte Transit Center. And then also, based on my years of reporting on CATs, I've found that often crime, safety, security, and even mental health crises intersect right here at the Transit Center. So I requested the video, and already after watching it, it's definitely given us a window into the state of the mind of the man now accused of killing Irina Zarutska. Nearly 2 hours before police responded to the stabbing of Irina Zarutska, new video WBTV obtained from CATS shows Decarlos Brown at 8:10 p.m. walking onto the light rail platform next to the Charlotte Transit Center. Within a couple of minutes, he sits down without interacting with anyone else on the platform. At 8:18, two CAT security officials walk past Brown. The video doesn't show them speaking with Brown or anyone else at the station. The Blue Line train headed south arrives at 8:26, and Brown gets on board, taking a seat near the back next to other passengers. At 8:34, audio from the CAT security cameras allows us to hear Brown. Approximately 8 different times over 20 minutes, Decarlos Brown appears to laugh out loud at nothing without interacting with anyone else. When Brown was arrested in January for misuse of the 911 system, officers wrote that Brown believed, quote, someone gave him a man-made material that controlled when he ate, walked, talked. Several times throughout this new video, Brown appears to move his head and mouth in unusual ways. At 8:55, the light rail arrives at its final stop at I-485, and Brown gets off. It's an hour before the stabbing of Irina Zarutska and leads to new questions about the timeline and whereabouts of Brown given by CAT CEO Brent Keedle.
Mr. Brown entered the system, the transit system, that day via bus. He rode, and it does not appear that he presented a pass or a ticket. He rode to the transit center, where he then transferred over to the Blue Line and rode out into South End.
And here's what a CAT spokesperson wrote me in response to this report. Quote, as we have mentioned, Decarlos Brown had no prior contact with our safety and security team on August 22nd. He was not excluded from transit at the time and showed no signs that he needed contact from our safety and security team. Now, this is only the beginning of my investigation into the movements of Decarlos Brown Jr. prior to the stabbing incident. That's because, as you heard the interim CEO said, he had been using the transit system before and had gone down here to the transit center. And as you can see from our photographer, there are more transit security cameras that we are requesting the footage of. I have already requested that footage, and I'm asking for why we don't have it yet. The CAT spokesperson told me it takes a while to process all this information, but you can count on WBTV that we will be updating you with it as soon as we get it. Reporting live in Uptown, David Hodges, WBTV, on your side.
We know you'll stay on top of it, David. Thank you. And as for Decarlos Brown Jr., the suspect here are where things stand for the alleged killer. He remains behind bars in Uptown Charlotte under no bond. Brown is due in court on October 16th, 3 weeks from today.